In this video, I'm going to be going over the 3DS and what you should get before the eShop closes. I'm going to start with games with DLC. The Shin Megami Tensei games have a good chunk of DLC to them, specifically Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. It has some challenge quests and some add-ons that you may want to consider getting. Nothing too essential, but some of them I would say are worth it. The other Shin Megami Tensei games have DLC as well, mostly cosmetic and item enhancers, so you aren't missing out, really, if you don't get those. But if you have them, I would at least recommend putting it in and checking out what the DLC is. Next, we have the Fire Emblem games, and unfortunately, you need to reach a certain point in the story for each of them to unlock the spot where the level select will let you get to the DLC menu. Fire Emblem Awakening has new recruitable characters in its DLC. Fire Emblem Echoes has a very expensive DLC pass, but it does offer a whole new story, and some consider it better than the base game. Fire Emblem Fates has three main routes behind Birthright, Conquest, and Revelations. If you have either Birthright or Conquest, physical or digital, you can purchase the opposite path and Revelations for $20 a piece. Revelations will be going away forever once the eShop closes, so I at least recommend buying that as you can still get Conquest or Birthright physical. There's also a DLC story about the second generation of characters in the game, but again, you need to reach a certain point in the main story to be able to purchase this. For the Etrian Odyssey series, most of the DLC is cosmetic. I did put in each one and look and picked up a few things, but I don't think it's super necessary. Still, if you want to play these games and don't feel like you missed out on anything, it's better to check now and check the DLC than live with regret. Super Smash Bros. For 3DS also has DLC. There is Ultimate out now, which has all of these characters, but Smash 4 and Ultimate play very differently. And there are some cool stages on the 3DS version that make it worth getting, especially if you're a fan of the series. Many of the Professor Layton games have free puzzles to unlock under the Extras section, however, you do need to start the game in order to get them. It is free and just extra content, but if you have these games, you might want to download these now. Next, let's look at 3DS exclusives. Since I just mentioned Professor Layton, their developer actually has quite a few eShops exclusives. Liberation Maiden, Arrow Border, Crimson Shroud, Attack of the Friday Monsters, The Starship Damery, and Weapon Shop Deomase. Not all these games will interest you, I'm sure, but the ones that really grabbed me were Crimson Shroud, which is a tabletop RPG inspired game, Attack of the Friday Monsters, and The Starship Damery. Weapon Shop Deomase also has a cool premise. You're the shop owner instead of the main character of an RPG game, and you make equipment, and if next is Box Boy. There are three games in this series, and they're all very reasonably priced. They're simple puzzle games that will forever go away once the eShop is closed. If you're a fan of puzzle games, you will want to check these out. Speaking of puzzle games, there's Pushmo. If you look up any review of Pushmo, you're going to hear great things. It's a puzzle platformer game, and you can even create your own levels and download levels using a QR code system, so it won't go away when the eShop is closed. There are three games on the 3DS: Pushmo, Crashmo, and Stretchmo. If you're a fan of puzzle platformers, grab these before they go away forever. Game Freak has made a few eShop exclusives that might interest you. First being Harmonite. It's a rhythm platformer with a fun art style and gameplay. They also made Pocket Card Jockey, which is a mix of solitaire and horse racing that somehow just works. It's got a sequel on Apple Arcade, and it was previously on iOS and Android, but they were taken down on those chops. So the first game will be going away forever in 2 weeks. Dylan's Rolling Western is a tower defense game that will soon be going away forever. Rhythm Heaven Megamix is a digital only release in North America. So if you love rhythm games, you need to pick this up and fast. Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure might also be up your alley, which does have a physical copy, but you're not going to want to pay those prices. Lastly, I'll go over some sales you might want to look at before the eShop closes. Capcom is doing a sale on Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, Street Fighter, and Ace Attorney. All these games are $3 a piece, so it's probably at least worth looking at, just in case. Way Forward has the Shantae and Mighty Switch Force games on sale, between $3 and $5 a piece. Shovel Knight, the Complete Edition, is also $5. The game was designed to be played with two screens, making the 3DS and the Wii U versions kind of the definitive ways to play. I plan on doing a video highlighting some great games on 3DS to pick up, but I wanted to go over the ones that are only available digitally so that at least like in the future you can get a physical copy of those games if you need to. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.